My name is Ian Crim6 Porter. I play for the Dallas Empire. I've been playing Call of Duty for about 10 years now, and it's been a wild ride.
Is the kill gonna come down? Oh, that works! Crim turns on him! Crim6 goes big! Oh my, Crim with the juice!
He's gonna challenge this. He's crazy. He's gonna be able to show it. Here, all get eyes on with JCap. Stay on with Crim. Absolute Crim is a monster.
Crim6 trying to go huge for his squad. Is he gonna get the kill? Yes, he is.
Crim6 with the ace. The greatest roster in Call of Duty history. Seemingly nothing that he can do, and there's the final kill. Dallas Empire get it done. They are your 2020 Call of Duty League champions. Crim6 now undisputedly the greatest Call of Duty player of all time.
My Call of Duty career, well, I've played a whole bunch of games, but Call of Duty I've been playing since they threw the Xbox 360 demo, sort of like the system demo in a GameStop. It was that COD 2 campaign mission in the desert. You were like a British soldier. You got the Leon Field. Ooh, the Leon Field, the iron sight bolt actions. Those were the days. Keep in mind, I'm like, 12, 11, something like that. So I wasn't like too young to do that, but that was when I started playing Call of Duty. My parents were pretty strict. I grew up like having like time limits and stuff. Playing maybe 2-3 hours a day. It started at like 30 minutes. My parents would take away the power cord for the Xbox 360. There wasn't like Amazon back then or anything like that. So one day I walked, I think it was around 6 miles. I bought a refurbished Xbox 360 and then walked back with it. That is the level of sacrifices, of determination. And me personally, I think I made more sacrifices than probably multiple pros combined. People want to talk about, what it takes to be pro. I went pro when I could only play 3 hours a day. I remember 6 p.m. Pacific, the internet's getting yanked. I'll see you boys tomorrow because I'm gone. Well, I only got to play 3 hours a day. I was thinking about the game. I was thinking about COD. I was thinking about video games for at least 8 to 12 hours. It was always sort of at baseball practice, sort of at school, because I was always thinking about video games. I saw Halo 2 on TBS. When I saw them competing, team versus team in person, I didn't even know any of this existed. So my first exposure to competitive video games was at the very top of what was possible on console. I started looking to see if they had the same sort of deal on Call of Duty. And while they didn't have MLG Call of Duty at the time, they had something called Game Battles. And I just was amazed. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So went from Game Battles teams to the MLG Pro Circuit Ladder 3 was my first one in 2008, 9. Then yeah, I think I got third or second again or something like that. But yeah, never won. And then Halo started blowing up. So I started trying to play Halo.
Two guys that really came out of the combine, and one of them being Crim6. Now this kid is one of the nastiest slayers we have on the circuit. Look out for him. He's a very flashy player. Great.
Went pro in Halo probably the wrong way, but the fast way. So best place in Halo, got 4th. And then after that, I was always 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. The place where no one really wants to be. I went to Battlefield because there's a giant tournament. Shout out Virgin Gaming.
Pleased to announce that Virgin Gaming will host the largest video game tournament in history.
1.6 million. Where is it at? I'm looking at you, Sir, what's his name? Branson.
See you on the battlefield.
After the Battlefield tournament, didn't happen. I sort of lost hope in gaming. I was like, you know, at the time I was working a part-time job. I was going to college. I was just like, dude, it's not worth it. I remember it was fun, but it was just like, dude, you spent 3 years in Call of Duty. You spent 2 years in Halo. You spent a year in Battlefield. You haven't won. It's funny because people don't bring up the time, you know, how long my career has been. I was about to enlist into the Navy. My parents both work at Boeing, or worked, I should say. So sort of like being intrigued with like aircraft and stuff like that was just literally in our lives. I knew the F-35s were coming out and I was like, you know what, I want to fly those. Like, that's cool. That was what I was gonna do. And then I get a message from Aches, the savior. Daddy.
We're overconfident. We like to call it delusionally cocky.
Yeah, Aches, he brought me back. And I remember TP was so against it. TP was like, dude, you are crazy, Pat. Like, what are you doing? Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Black Ops 2 launches. We're like the best team. And we ended up choking Chicago. That would have been my first LAN win. I remember it was just a terrible feeling. We end up getting fourth a couple times, swap some teammates out, and then we get Clay. That sort of changed everything.
And Aches, half the front unlocked. TP watching the flank. One go away, Alfred is gonna do it!
That is it! Complexity takes out Impact!
Masters Punk Complexity winning back-to-back championships in 2 very significant tournaments.
It is Complexity, the 2-time Gfinity champions, taking home the $30,000 grand prize.
Everyone always uses the word dominance, but what we were actually doing was we were holding ourselves to like a higher standard, you know, like to be consistently like good. Like, we decided if we wanted to win or lose the maps. That's why I say that team was the most dominant team I ever played on, because it was like a dog toying with their food almost. If we wanted to win the match, we won it every single time.
Complexity has taken another MLG title.
Like I was a wild dog, like I was like this. But internally I was like, give me more, because I wanted to destroy you. The Call of Duty Championship, people always ask, like, why were you not happy? Why were you not happy? Like, you look emotionless, you look dead. It was because the level of preparation that we put in, the level of time and effort, like, that was too fucking easy. I'm not thinking about KD, I'm not thinking about, you know, stats. I'm not trying to impress, you know, anybody. I think about the big picture, and I think that was why we won that world championship. It was almost like solidified. It was a good run. It definitely was a good run. At the end of the day, you know, like, people feared the Complexity team. And people loved the Optic Dynasty.
Just the twins left. Down goes Arsenis, down goes Prestidius, all off the game. He's gonna be able to kill him. Here, all get eyes on with J-Cap. Stay on with Krim is an absolute god. Krim is a monster. Back-to-back X Games gold medalists.
So the run with Optic, it was weird. On Complexity, everyone had the same goal, and on Optic, it was a weird dynamic. It was a really weird dynamic. It was like, I truly felt like we only won based off skill, except for maybe IW. If you were sucking on Complexity, you were expected to get better. And it was sort of weird on Optic because it was the same sort of situation the same way, but it was the fans putting the pressure on you. Yeah, it was a completely different dynamic.
Is
as they get the kills. Everyone dead. Optic Gaming, your CWL Stage 2 Global Pro League champion.
Season 2 playoffs, we win the event. I think I dropped over 10 kills like every single S&D. But yeah, then we went into IW champs. I don't know, it's sort of a blur to me. Sort of a blur to me because that was one of those events where you sort of feel it, that you're going to win before you win. And like everyone felt that on the team.
They are the greatest roster in Call of Duty history. Optic Gaming are officially the Call of Duty World League champions.
Yeah, the whole event, the whole build up to it was actually pretty incredible. You know, it's a great story. The celebration was probably the best celebration I've had out of any tournament win. It was cool. It was really cool. I think that month was honestly one of the best months in my life.
For it, Krim with 2 kills, and that could be it. Krim with 3. He read the pitch so well. Krim with 4. I can't even see him. He's just pre-firing everybody right now. Krim continues with the M4.
Switching over to Empire, to Envy. I've always respected Envy, and I've always respected Hastro, just because, you know, unlike all the other owners in the space, I actually competed against Stro. And back in like Call of Duty 4 when I was, you know, 13, 14, we played against him all the time.
He takes another, he loses it! He loses it! Clay just smokes him, and there's the lead change! Unbelievable! Empire do it in the final moment!
So yeah, I knew like immediately, I was like, Kyler's good. I know he's been playing with Shotzzy.
I love this from Shotzzy. You can't kill him, he's still alive. Clayster is there. Back and forth, it's Shotzzy.
And then Ender, I actually played a whole bunch of tournaments with him. I see myself in him a lot. I really wanted to play with Ender.
Right now, 5, 6, he's still alive. Bring himself down at this point in time. 7 and 8, Dallas Empire with Illy at the helm.
And then when they said Clay, I was like, yeah.
Anything, his position's given up, and Clay goes huge with the finesse and the big gun.
The end goal was never the short term. It was always the long term. And I think everyone on our team knew that. Well, at least me and Clay knew that pretty well.
Seemingly nothing that he can do, and there's the final kill. Dallas Empire get it done. They are your 2020 Call of Duty League champions.
I'm gonna be honest, it felt really, really good. Because at the start of the year, I probably had anywhere between 30,000 to 50,000 people telling me, you're done, you're washed, retire, like rent-free, like just bullshit. I could have easily listened to what they said and like, yeah, you're right. Like, I should just quit. I should just retire. I should just give up. But I didn't do that. And I knew deep down, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, just watch me. And that's exactly what we did. Probably about 80% of the results in esports come from mental game. It's you against the world. It's you and your boys against the world. And that's how I think. Like, and I don't care if I'm friends with the other team, I don't care. Like, I'm out to literally obliterate them. I don't wanna just like beat them, I wanna like smash them. And that's like the killer mindset that you need to basically just be the best. I mean, you can not think like that, but I guarantee you won't stay the best. It's been 12 years, you know, basically playing pro level, 12 years. And I didn't win for the first 6. Those losses, those whole bunch of years, they taught me that like losing is the fucking worst. People always say like you're so bad when you lose, like you're a sore loser. Like, no duh. because I spent 6 years doing that. I spent 5 years doing that. You think I want to keep doing that? Like, no way. Point is that you just can't give up. Age is not important. The fun factor, your determination, your mindset, the lengths that you're willing to go, that is what is important. You know, what is it, 6, 7 years at most that I've won 37 championships, 3 world championships, gold medal, 1.1 million earned in prize winnings. I don't have 37 trophies. I cannot imagine how I would feel if I walked in my room every single day and saw 37 trophies. I can pretty much guarantee you that I would never get a 38th. I don't live in the past. I don't think about the future when I'm competing. I think about the present, and that's literally all I do. Forget about the last tournament. You're on to the next one. You're not the best anymore. Like, that is how I think.